seguiré esperando, no me he querido ir para ver si algún día que tú quieras volver me encuentres todavía. Por eso aún estoy en el lugar de siempre, en la misma ciudad y con la misma gente, para que tú al volver no encuentres nada extraño y sea como ayer y nunca más dejarnos. Okay, so I just sang you guys mariachi. It's the passion and the language that has captivated me to love mariachi, apart from the culture that stands for mariachi. I'm Hispanic. I started playing mariachi when I was in 6th grade, so I was 13. And in this presentation, I'm going to show you guys the power and beauty of mariachi. Then I'm going to emphasize the support for music in schools, and lastly, how those opportunities can really be life-fulfilling and just provide a lot of growth in individuals' lives. So, according to What is Mariachi, an article by Camille Collins, it's indigenous to the western region of Mexico. So that's like Jalisco, Michoacan. As you can see, like, there's really distinct features of mariachi in comparison to like other things like R&B or rock. The outfits and the instruments are really distinct because they come from a traje de charro, which is a horseman's outfit. Back in, like, I believe the 1800s, there was landowners and wealthy landowners it would be like their typical wear to have these outfits, tight slacks. The sombrero is also a big part of the Mexican culture, and like just resembling like a Mexican leaning on a cactus with like his hat down is like typical. So some of the instruments that are involved in mariachi are, there's trumpets, there's violins, guitars. This is a vihuela. It's kind of like a guitar, but it has like a more bass sound, and the guitarrón is actually the bass in the mariachi. So these two instruments are really similar, except for this one's smaller. And when I was in high school, we would play for elder hostels, and the way that my professor would describe the guitarrón to people who weren't familiar with mariachi would be like, this is the mom. The guitarrón's like the mom of the vihuela because they have the same like turtle-like shape on the back. Other instruments that you see in mariachi are the harp and the flute, but it's not as common. Like, these are the more general instruments, but there are professional mariachis that have harp and flute in them too. So, music and the mind. I took these stats from a 2009-2010 study at Notre Dame High School in Scottsdale. They about cutting art and music in schools. So it says that 95% of Americans believe that music is key in well-roundedness. I can say that me as a musician, I also played sports. I always had a good GPA in school, and I was also involved in many other clubs, and a lot of people in my group also went on to receive go to higher education institutions. And 2 people that I played mariachi with received the Gates Scholarship the year that we graduated, so I thought that was pretty cool. The next one is 78% believe learning an instrument helps students perform better in other subject areas. That goes to the same thing that a lot of people in my group went on to receive higher education. In addition, to the well-roundedness. I grew up in a border town, so music keeps kids focused and dedicated towards something that's not gang danger or any like negative influences outside, because you're in that zone to be focused and really succeed in an instrument that makes you happy and just fulfills you with like this this unsaid feeling of like energy and happiness. But it really was something that kept people in my town from going and doing bad things. Kids with access to music has declined 50% from 2005-2010. I know that within my group we had a lot of budget cuts that kept us from going to certain events or certain, sorry, I lost the word, but just like workshops and things that could really enhance like our music. So music and opportunities. My senior year, this was the Tucson International Mariachi Conference. It consists of many individual artists as well as like groups that go, and there's workshops for voice, there's workshops for dance. Folklorico is the dance that you do with mariachi, and there's professional mariachi instructors, like this person in the back. He plays for Mariachi Cobre. Mariachi Cobre was the first Mexican-American mariachi founded in Tucson, and they're a just widely known group. On top of mariachi, so this is Mariachi Cobre. This is Mariachi Cobre at the Tucson International Mariachi Conference, and this is Mariachi de Cariclan, which is one of the most prestigious mariachis, and through these opportunities, we got to not only be instructed by them and get advice from them, but we got to see their technique, we got to see their passion, and we got to be even more motivated to keep in mariachi and to just give it our all, because of how greatly they're recognized, not only in mariachi, but as people, as musicians. So my conclusion is, without the funding for these programs, my experiences and my knowledge and passion for mariachi wouldn't have grown, and it wouldn't have gotten to